Morning, friends and neighbors. I thought we'd do something a little different today. Thought I'd give you a little tour of our small town here in Dakota County. Dakota County has just a little over 20,000 residents, and we'll start right here by the house. This little park right here. It's called Oddfellows Park, and I believe this is the oldest park in Dakota County, and it's just a small park. Maybe you can make out the white line right along there. That's the road on the other side of the park, and just beyond that road is the Missouri River, and we'll pick this video up over there. Okay, we're back. This whole grass area right here used to be trees and shrubs. When I was a kid, there was a bike trail down along through here, and we'd come down here and ride our bikes and what have you. And 5 years ago, the city came in, tore out all the trees and the shrubs, well, the majority of them. And we used to come and hunt morel mushrooms here, and a guy could get about enough for 3 people every day. And if y'all know what morel mushrooms are, there's the Missouri River, and that it may look fairly calm and what have you. It averages 7 miles an hour, and this river gets a lot of people every year. It's got a dangerous undertow and current, whatever you want to call it. And this was channelized after the 1952 flood. Our house, where our house sits, when the flood waters receded from Sioux City and South Sioux City, which is north of us, the flood waters came right across our place. Our driveway and my building actually are sitting on a sandbar that was left from the flood waters. But anyway, they channelized the river in 1952, and maybe up there you can see the rock pilings. And we're on this side, we're on the channel side of the river. It switches back and forth. There used to be a lot of river boats have sunk in this area. There's a map at the Sergeant Floyd Museum up here in Sioux City, and there's, I think, well over 100 river boats have sunk in this area, you know, back in the day. And that's I don't know if you can see the red lights, maybe the sun's screwing you. That's the Sioux City Airport. They call it Sioux Gateway Airport. If you're looking up on a map or something, look up SUX. Yeah, Sucks Airport. That's where the 185th Air Guard, Air Wing, whatever you want to call it, they're stationed over there. And so anyway, that's the river. And we'll continue this video. I tell you what, let's do. Everybody has a hidden talent. I want somebody, everybody, no close friends or relatives. I don't want them to ruin this for everybody. Try to guess what my hidden talent was, and maybe I'll give you an example. But See, that's Mom's house right there. And when the floodwaters of 52 went back, drained down into the river, her house sits low. It ate that whole corner of the road out. That was a big gully there. It washed it out. And probably 10, 12 years ago, they put in a new, the city put in a sewer system, not a sewer system, but a gutter system. There's like a 10-foot culvert buried under that road. They dug down in that road, and there was old bottles, pieces of wood, rocks, all kinds of debris way down under that road where they filled that in after the flood of 52. And so we'll move along. Hang on. Okay, folks, I thought there's the river again. And I thought I'd show you this. And a lot of the old people in town don't even know this. Dakota City was supposed to be like a barge town. And what they had planned, and I'll show you part of the plan, they were going to dredge this out right here where this road is from the river. They were going to dredge it out. We'll go up around the corner here. And dredge right up this road. Now this was many, many years ago. They're going to dredge up this road. Now when we get up here to the pavement, actually you can see right here. See, there's a frontage road here and a frontage road right there. That goes clear up to the edge of town, which isn't that far. And what they were going to do is dig a channel through here, right up where we're driving, and there was going to be like grain bins on each side. Of this road. That was the plan. That's the reason for the two frontage roads here. Okay. There used to be this white building right there. That used to be a grocery store years ago, and there used to be a real neat, right there where City Hall is, used to be a great big old-timey drugstore there when I was a kid. And there's our courthouse. I can't tell you when that was built. There's been a lot of serious cases go through there over the years. A lot of corruption and what have you. Okay, that's enough of that. Now, I'll bring you back here in just a minute. Okay, folks. This is the old church that Penny and I got married in. There's no electricity or running water in there, and she was hot the day we got married. Not Penny. Well, yeah, maybe later on, but you know, it was a hot day. And that little church, it was full of people, and there was there's a pump organ in there. And the lady that played the pump organ at our wedding, played that pump organ for church services when she was a little girl. She was 92 years old when Penny and I got married, and she played that organ for us. And there's a register book in there. Penny had to get permission from the State Historical Society for us to get married in here. In this church, it's only open one day a year for church services. I believe it was in August. But I don't know if y'all can read that. It says, "Here stands the first Lutheran church building constructed in Nebraska. It has occupied this site since 1860. The congregation was first served by Reverend Henry W. Coons, a missionary sent by the Allegheny Synod to Nebraska Territory. Coons preached his first sermon on the front room of the Bates House in November 1858 and formally organized the church on July 22nd, 1859. The membership immediately made plans for building their first effort of moving a store building from the abandoned town of Pacific City was frustrated when the structure was destroyed by a prairie fire while being moved to Dakota City. The church was designed and built by Augustus T. Haas, a local carpenter and member of the Emmanuel Lutheran congregation, at a cost of $2,000. For several years, the building also served periodically as the territorial courthouse, with religious services being held on Sunday as usual. This church doubled as a courthouse for the Nebraska territories. But I wanted everyone to see that. Sorry about the camera work, and it's hard reading through this chain link fence without my glasses. Now we'll move on. Oh, I started to tell you that the registry book that is in this church, like I said, Penny had to get permission from the Historical Society or board members for us to hold our wedding there. And one of the members was present at our wedding, and she insisted that we sign that book. And it was the first time anybody had signed that registry book or guest book, whatever you want to call it, for I don't even remember how many years. And but anyway, that's where we had our wedding. And the 92-year-old lady, I can't remember her name, it escapes me, Penny will know, played the pump organ. And it was really cool. And then since then, there's been probably, I think, a half dozen other weddings held at this church. So now we'll move along. Okay. One of the businesses here in town is Broyhills. They've been here for a lot of years. And they used to make sprayers. It used to be a really booming business. I don't know, that's kind of gone to the wayside. They build like beach combers or beach cleaners now. And naturally every town's got a Dollar General. They just built that one and opened it this year. And there's the local Quick and Dirty, or Stop and Rob, whatever you want to call it. That's where I get my cold coffee and my Skol. This big building up here is Tyson. It started out IBP, Iowa Beef Packers, and I think they started construction in 1963. My dad was the 13th guy to be hired there. When he came to work here, there was stakes driven in the ground. He was a welder. And it's really expanded over the years. Tyson bought him, I don't know, maybe 20 years ago, bought out IBP. And right here, I went to school with this guy. There used to be a road right here. And that road went right through there. And 2.5 miles west of here is pretty much where I grew up. But that road has been built over and closed, what have you. Sorry about the footage. I'm trying to drive and record at the same time. But yeah, my dad was the 13th guy to be hired there. We'll turn around down here. And his friend was the 12th guy to be hired. They went to work together. And his friend retired. He stayed with them all those years and retired from IBP in Tyson. And he passed away, I don't know how many years ago, probably 10 years ago. And but Dad, he's still trucking. He hauls beef in and out of there now. Well, hauls cows in, let's put it that way. Dad and I both used to haul beef out of there. We had our own trucks and pulled reefers years ago. And we'll head back. I gotta stop off there. God almighty. Stop off at the Quick and Dirty and pick up some Skoal. There's the north end. Now, if we'd have continued going north on this road, we'd have been into South Sioux City, Nebraska. And you get on the north side of South Sioux City, you cross the Missouri River, and you're in Sioux City, Iowa. So yeah, that used to be. Now back in the day, when this was IBP, this was the world's largest beef plant, and it wasn't nearly this big. I know JBS and all them, they got some pretty big plants there now. So I don't know where this plant rate ranks as far as size, but so now, yeah, let's get back to hidden talents. Post what your hidden talent is, and if you can guess mine, I'll give you a little sample. And it's going to surprise a lot of people, but I'm not going to do it, I don't believe, unless somebody guesses. Family members and close friends are excluded from this little deal. So, in about 10 miles, maybe 12 miles from here is, well, I'll get back to you. Okay, we're just about back to the house now, and what I was going to wrap this story up with is, well, probably about 14 miles from here I don't know how many of you have ever heard of Two Gun Hart. He was a town marshal down here in a little town just south of where we live. He was born in 1895, I believe it was, and died in 1952. Nobody really knew where he came from back then. And but turns out his brother or his parents put him on a train when he was, I believe, 8 or 9 years old. And he showed up in down in Homer, Nebraska, which is the little town south of us. And he became town marshal, carried 2 guns, dressed kind of extravagantly, I guess maybe you'd put it. Got along with everybody, got along well with became friends with the Indians down there, and with the Sioux tribe. And he ended up like a prohibition officer, and traveled around the whole area and up in the Dakotas and wherever. And during the prohibition, and sent a lot of people to jail. Nobody really knew who he was till he was about retired, and he showed up on the courthouse steps in Chicago and went up to testify, and turns out his brother was Al Capone. And it's kind of ironic, isn't it? So but that's when everybody found out who he really was and his background after many, many years. So if y'all are interested, we can do a little bit on that, and I can take you up to the hills in Homer and show you where he's buried. My dad used to take care of that cemetery when he farmed for another guy years ago. I'm not even sure I was born yet. That may have been before 1960. And but anyway, if anyone's interested on a little video of that, let me know, and we'll go from there. And post your hidden talents on here and keep it clean. I mean, I don't care what you know, my hidden talent, you know, when you make the guess, keep it clean, please, because it's nothing contrary to popular belief. All right, have a great one, guys.